Oh yeah, it's party time for the Vancouver Island Wedding Awards right here at the Marriott. I'm James Green, and you're watching Go Island on ShawTV. On today's show, Pedigo Electric Bikes in Oak Bay shows us that we can take the pain out of pedaling. And local historian John Adams takes us on a ghostly walk around Hatley Castle, just in time for Halloween. And a close-up on the Victoria Royal star defenceman Joe Hicketts. It's another episode of Royal Blue. All that and a giant wedding cake right here on Go Island. It's a very glitzy episode of Go Island today at the swanky Marriott downtown Victoria, and we're here for the Vancouver Island Wedding Awards.
Well, the Vancouver Island Wedding Awards is to really draw attention to all the great work that's being done by the wedding industry here on Vancouver Island.
What's trending in the wedding scene? What are people most pumped about for next year?
Well, of course, technology is playing such a much bigger part in weddings these days. So there's all the hashtagging, there's deciding whether you're going to have technology or not, both kind of weddings happening. There's also a lot happening with florals, very changing to a lot looser, to a lot of vintage looks. And decor, of course, is always getting a little bit of change. So anyone you talk to here tonight will be able to tell you about some new trends happening in the wedding industry.
Are the two most important things the food and the DJ?
Yes. Well, we have both of those here tonight. We have a DJ and two live bands. And of course, for food, we have different appetizers happening, as well as cake tastings and lots of food from the Marriott.
You know, I was going to take one of these cakes, but I don't want to ruin the display. There's one way to get to the church on time, and that's on an electronic bike. With this first story, we'll have a look at how this marvelous piece of technology is making us move around. It's a reception of all receptions here at the Marriott Hotel in Victoria for the second annual Vancouver Island Wedding Awards. A celebration of food, flowers, fashion and photography. Some of the best among the local wedding best. Now you can look up the featured recognised businesses and award winners on the Vancouver Island Wedding Awards website. We also have Facebook and Twitter. There's a lot of volunteer hours that go into this. Who's responsible?
Well, even though I did start this crazy idea, there's now actually 27 different wedding professionals who are volunteering and working on this in the last months and this evening. And so it's so great to have everyone brought together, all the bridal shows, all the magazines, all kinds of professionals who are working together to make this happen tonight.
Are people still getting married?
Yes, lots and lots of them, and sometimes a second time.
And when it comes to planning a wedding, it's all about the presentation. Sandy and Nicole of Details Special Event Planning and Decor have that covered for tonight's event.
Well, we got to use our new funky sequin gold overlays and runners on the tables, and we love the dark black look that we were going for. We decorate the room so that it has a little bit of you in the room as well. So we don't want everything to look the same, and we want to pull in everybody's sort of personal touches into the room. And yeah, we just want it to be exactly how our brides want it, and grooms, and unique. And we're perfectionists, so we make sure that the room's perfect before we leave.
The girls tell me that the farm and country feel was more popular this past year, but that a lot of couples still opt for a more traditional look.
Everyone's still into the burlap and the lace, but we love doing these high-end glam weddings. Those are still always around, which is nice.
Do you need frilly doilies on the table?
I don't think you need frilly doilies, but it's important to stick with a consistent theme, I think, and to kind of go with what the venue offers as well. Like the black and gold goes really well in this ballroom.
Now, you guys up for an award?
We are, yeah.
Do you think you're going to win?
Yeah, I hope so. We hope so.
Don't get me wrong, I love a good wedding, but one thing that scares me just about as much as the idea of getting married is Halloween. And that takes us to our next story with John Adams, who's going on a ghostly walk around Hatley Castle. One of the most important people at the wedding, other than the bride and groom, of course, the DJ. And so what song's trending right now? Is it that Hideaway song?
Oh yes, that's a popular song, the Calvin Harris. But also people still like the classics like Etta James and Louis Armstrong as well to, slow things down, but it's, yeah.
Especially if you've been waiting like years to marry that special someone, and it's the song At Last.
Exactly, that sort of sums it up, really for a lot of people, and it gets everybody dancing too. Everybody can kind of relate to that song by Etta James.
Yeah, what's your personal favorite track to throw down?
My personal favorite, Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros have a song called Home, and I like that one. That's kind of a universal. That'll work with country people and, dancers and also classic rock people as well.
AC/DC.
Yes!
So this is a beetroot cured salmon with goat cheese, fritters, candied hazelnuts, and what else?
Porcini mushrooms.
Porcini mushrooms. I'll try some of this. Yes. First course. Well, the atmosphere is picking up at the Vancouver Island Wedding Awards. The band just started, so it's time for a little dance. But we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're heading to Machosen with Meg Cuthbert because she's on the hunt for some crabs. Pinchy, pinch, pinch. Now, when it comes to fun photography, you are the winner, Lindsay.
Well, thank you.
Tell us about your photo booth here.
Well, we're here tonight taking free photos for all of the entries. It prints on site and it's a lot of fun. We should go in there and try it out. People come and they wear funny hats and boas and lips and mustaches and all sorts of silly things, and they hop in the booth for some candid photos of themselves, like captured with their aunts and uncles and friends and all sorts of different combinations of people. And it prints the old-fashioned photo strips on site, and so it's a little souvenir that guests can take home with them at the end of the night.
This kind of thing has popped up over the last few years. It's very trendy, isn't it?
Oh, it's very trendy, but I think it's going to stay for a while because people really like to get photos of themselves. It's something tangible that they can take home at the end of the night. Everything's on our phones, so we just take pictures, but these are nice because you actually get something printed.
Put these on the fridge every time you go for a glass of milk. Or a glass of wine. And the West Coast wine industry has some awards to celebrate of its own. Dunya Tosi gives a toast to the grape on this week's episode of Go Higher. Now, another thing that most Canadians are married to is hockey. And now we're going to meet the Victoria Royals star defenseman, and his name is Joe Hicketts. Thank you for joining us at the Vancouver Island Wedding Awards at the majestic Marriott Hotel in Victoria. If you've got any story ideas or you want us to host the show from your special location, you know what to do. Get hold of us anytime. My name's James Green, and we'll see you on the next show.
Women's clothing provided by Tulip Noir. Casual designer fashions. Men's wardrobe by DG Bremner & Co. Menswear and accessories. Hair services provided by Salon J.